Hi everybody, welcome back. This is one of my favourite videos to film. This is all about my makeup inventory and how it's looking after quarter 3. So I do one of these videos each quarter. I share how my makeup inventory is looking at the beginning of the year, and then after quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and then how it's looking at the end of the year. So I break this down per sort of subcategory of my makeup collection and then run you through each of the individual categories as well, and then share with you numbers and also pictures of what's included in each of the subcategories as well. So let's get started with, I have my phone here by the way with my makeup inventory on, so if I keep looking down that's what I'm looking at. So let's start off with the base products. And starting off with primer. At the start of the year, I had 5 primers in my collection. In April, I still had 5. I didn't finish any of them up. But at the next update, so at the previous quarter check-in, I was down to 1. I finished off my 3 Bobbi Brown face bases and also the Revolution Super Base, which is a dupe of the Bobbi Brown one. So I was left with my Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. But I finished that one off on the 2nd of August, so because I had none left in my collection, because of my replacement only no buy, I was able to buy a primer. So I bought the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, and that is now my only primer in my collection. So started off the year on 5, was at 5 in April, 1 in July, still at 1 now, but it's just a different product compared to the previous update. I think next year though, once I'm off my replacement only no buy, I think I might get another primer. So I have a grippy primer now. The e.l.f. one is a gripping primer, but I think it might be useful to have a hydrating one as well. So I've got a couple of primers for different purposes depending on how my face is feeling when it comes to doing my makeup. Foundation, done really well with foundation this year. Started off the year with 7 and that was too high for me. I don't need 7 foundations. I'm happy to have just 1 foundation. That's enough. It takes a long enough time to use up a foundation. In April I went down to 6. At the previous update I'd halved that. I was down to 3. I'm still at 3 though, so I have my NARS Sheer Glow foundation, which is in my Project Pan. I've got my Sculpted by Amy Hydra Tint and also my Merit Minimalist stick. I would like to be down to 2 by the end of the year, but I don't think that's going to happen because my NARS Sheer Glow still has about 3/4 of the product left in it. But regardless, I'm happy that I have started off the year on 7 and I'm now down to 3. I've over halved my collection. Concealer, nice and easy. I have had one throughout the whole year and it's been the same concealer. It is my Vive Modern Radiance Concealer. I took the stopper out of it a couple of months ago, but there's still so much product left in it and it is now out of date. It went out of date on the 20th of September, so it's only like 2 weeks out of date, but that's fine. The product is still absolutely fine. There's no problems being caused by it, so I will keep using it until I finished it off, which I hope happens by the end of the year. That would be nice, but for now it's my only concealer, so it doesn't matter whether it sticks around for a little bit longer or not. Colour corrector, I started off the year on 2. I used 1 up, so in April I was down to 1. I was at 1 at the previous update and I'm still down to 1. It is my Bobbi Brown corrector pot. I have had the stick before, but I prefer the pot. Mine is also out of date, I think. Yep, it went out of date on the 14th of September, but there's not much of it left. And again, this product is fine. It's only ever so slightly out of date, so it's fine to stay around until I completely use it up, which won't take me too much longer, maybe another month or 2. Powder hasn't changed too much. I had 3 at the start of the year, 3 at the next check-in, 3 at the check-in after that, and I'm now down to 2, and that's because I used up my mini Hourglass Ambient Lighting powder, which I didn't really like. I don't think it really did much, so it's not a product that I'm missing using or missing having in my collection. I have my Givenchy Prisma Libra powder, which doesn't have much of it left. It's getting really awkward to get enough product out of that now. I'm having to really give it a good tap and good knock when I try and get product out of it when I do my makeup. And it looks like there's only 1 section, 1 colour powder I have left because it's made up of 4 different colours. It looks like I just have some of the peach powder left. So I don't think that will take me much longer to use up, but it is just getting awkward getting enough product out of it. And then I will have my MAC Mineralised Skin Finish as my only powder left in my collection. And then setting spray, this has stayed the same in terms of numbers throughout the whole year, so I've had one at every check-in. The product itself has also stayed the same. I only buy the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, but I've used up 2 bottles previously this year, so I have changed the product, but the product name, the product type and the numbers have all stayed the same. Moving on to cheek products now. Let's start off with bronzer. At the start of the year I had 3. At the next check-in I was down to 2, and that's because I used up my Revolution Ultra Cream bronzer. At the previous update I was at 2 and I still have 2. I have my Merit bronzing stick, which I use every time I wear makeup, and I also have my Bronzing Duo by Vive, which I wear again every time I wear makeup because that's in my project pan, but I don't think that one will last me too much longer. I think I'll be done with that one by the end of the year. So I will just be down to 1. It will be that Merit stick bronzer. Now, once I've used up that bronzer, I'm not sure whether I will buy any more. I also have a bronzer in my Hourglass palette. Now, the reason that I'm not sure if I'm going to buy another bronzer is because where I've been colour analysed as a True Spring by Carol Brayley, she only recommends bronzer for autumns. So I think once I've used up all my bronzers, I'm just going to see how my makeup looks without wearing any bronzer, see if I need it, or see if my makeup actually looks better, because I've not got that like warmth from the bronze, from the brown on my face. Blusher has gone down this year, which I'm pleased about because it does take a really long time to use up blusher. Started off the year on 5. At the next update I was then down to 3. I used up 2 blushes. They were both liquid / cream blushes. So I'm now just down to 3, and I had 3 at the previous update as well. 2 powder ones, both by Vive, and then also a Merit Flush Balm as well. Highlighter has gone down slightly, started off the year on 2. At the next update I was then down to 1. I used up my Vive Skin Dew XL. That one I think I actually finished off as a body lotion because the product was huge and you only need a very small amount of it. So I'm now just left with my Merit Day Glow, and I have had that since the April update, the previous update and now, but I don't have much of that left. That one I do think I can use up by the end of the year. And then I will buy another highlighter actually. Not sure which one I'll get. It will probably be a cream or a liquid. I don't think I'll get a powder because, again, going by what Carol Brayley suggests for True Springs, highlighter in your makeup, you need that kind of like lightness and that kind of sort of shine and iridescence. Contour next, had 1 at the start of the year, 1 at the next check-in, 1 at the next check-in, but I'm now down to no contours because I have used all of my contour up. It was the e.l.f. Halo Glow Wand in the shade Fair Light. Didn't feel like it really did much to my makeup. Felt like it was a bit of an unnecessary product. I don't miss it, and I wouldn't be buying any more contour products in the future. It's just not really for me. And then lastly, for the cheek products, are face palettes. This has stayed the same throughout the whole year. I've had my Vive Dimension face palette, which just has 1 product left in it. I'm trying my hardest to use it up, and I should have used it up by the end of this year. And then I've also got my Leopard palette by Hourglass. I've used up the highlighter in that. I'm working on using up the other ambient lighting powder in it, and then I will be left with, I think, 3 blushes and a bronzer. So hopefully by the end of the year I would have used up the Vive one and I will just be down to 1. Okay, let's do eye products now. Starting off with eyeshadow primers. In terms of numbers, this has stayed the same. I've had 1 throughout this entire year. The product itself has changed though. So I did have the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly, and I was using that pretty much every time I was wearing makeup. That was goodness knows how many years out of date, and I had used over half of it, so I'd done really well with it, but I just didn't really want to have it anymore. I wasn't really enjoying using it. So I did declutter that on the 10th of August. But I did still want an eyeshadow primer because it is handy to have on those rare occasions when I do wear eyeshadow. So I bought my favourite eyeshadow primer, which is the NYX eyeshadow base, and I opened that at the very end of August. So that's the only eyeshadow primer I have. I only need 1. That is fine for me to stay at that. Eyeshadow singles have changed. I've had little declutters here and there throughout this year. So I started off the year on 6, had 6 at the next check-in. I went down to 5 at the check-in after that, and I'm now down to just 2. So I decluttered Lisa Eldridge Madrigal, which was a shimmery green colour. I wished it had a bit more gold in it. It did end up being a little bit too dark on my eyes. And I then also decluttered the Merit Solo Shadow in Mid-Century, which is quite possibly the most frustrating eyeshadow I've ever used. And then I did also declutter 2 MAC eyeshadows, one in Patina and one in Woodwinked, because they're just too dark on my eyes. I need light, bright eyeshadow colours, so they were just too dark for me. So the 2 that I have left, I wear them together because they're very similar in shade. Giorgio Armani Eye Tint in Rose Gold, and then I go over the top of that with MAC All That Glitters. Eyeshadow duos have stayed the same. I've had one throughout the entire year. It's my NARS Isolde duo. I'm now only using the left hand side shade, the brighter, lighter, warmer gold. The right hand shade is too dark for me. I haven't decided if I'm going to declutter this one. I will be doing another declutter by the end of the year, so that will be reflected in my end of year makeup inventory check-in video. So I think I need to play with this duo a little bit more, see whether I'm going to use it enough to warrant keeping it. Fantastic little duo though, gorgeous shades, buttery, really easy to use. It's a lovely eyeshadow duo, but I just don't really use it enough. So we will see. We'll be doing a declutter video at some point soon. Eyeshadow palettes. Started off the year on 3, had 3 at the next check-in, 3 at the check-in after that, but I'm now down to 0 eyeshadow palettes and I do not miss it. I am just not an eyeshadow person. Most days when I wear makeup, I'm not wearing any eyeshadow. I just take my bronzer brush, my blusher brush, and just wipe it over my eyes. That is all I do with regards to wearing anything on my eyes. Mascara, yes, but eyeshadow colour, that's really all I do. So I do not miss my eyeshadow palettes at all. I decluttered my Vive Essentials palette. I passed that one on to my boyfriend's sister. I decluttered my ABH Modern Renaissance and Norvina hybrid palette. I merged some shades together from both of those. And also my Revolution Reloaded Hypnotic palette, which had about just 6 shades left, I think. So yeah, they're all gone. Don't miss them. Eyeliner pencils have gone down. I had 5 at the start of the year, 5 at the next check-in. Did I declutter them? No, go me. I used both of them up. So one was a Peaches and Cream Nude eyeliner, and the other one was a Kiko Dark Brown eyeliner. And then now I'm down to 2 eyeliners because I've decluttered a bronze eyeliner from Victoria Beckham. Gorgeous shade, but just doesn't work on me. Again, it's too dark. I need light colours. So I'm just left with 2 more eyeliners from Victoria Beckham, a red shade and then a warm dark brown shade. But I haven't used either of them in like a month. So it's highly likely I'm going to declutter both of those as well. I just don't use eyeliners. I just feel like they really close up my eyes, and I just much prefer to just go really minimal on my eyes and wear something a bit more brighter, bolder, whatever, on my lips. Next is mascara. Had 3 at the start of the year. Used 1, so I was down to 2 at the next check-in. Used another one, so I was down to 1 at the previous check-in. I have 2 now. So the mascara that I'm currently using and the one that I have on today is the Merit mascara, but that one goes out of date at the end of this month on the 27th, and I'm very strict with mascaras. So on that date, I will get rid of that mascara, and I will then use the backup that I've bought, which is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Sky High. So I only ever have 1 mascara open at a time, so it really makes no sense for me to ever have more than 2 mascaras. One that I'm using and then 1 as a backup. And the last category for the eye makeup is eyebrows. I've had 1 throughout the entire year, and it's been the same product, which is also from Merit. It's the 1980 Brow in the shade Blonde. This one technically goes out of date end of December, and I think I will probably end up finishing it off by that date because there doesn't seem to be much product left in that now. I do want to get my eyebrows waxed soon, and I will also get them tinted. Once I've done that, I'm not sure what I will need in terms of an eyebrow product. Whether that's a clear gel, a tinted gel, a brow pencil, I'm not too sure. And then final category are the lip products. So starting off with lip balm, I had 4 at the start of the year, 4 at the next check-in. The check-in after that, I was down to 0. So I used up 2 of my 4 Rhode lip tints. I used up the shades Toast and Ribbon, which were the lighter pink shades. They were a lot easier to use on a daily basis compared to the other two shades, Espresso and Raspberry Jelly, which I ended up decluttering because they were just not the right shades for me. Raspberry Jelly was like a winter pink, and then Espresso was a cool tone brown, and both of them just looked awful on me. So I now have no lip balms. I do actually own Vaseline, but I don't include that in my makeup inventory, so I'm fine with having no lip balms. Next is lip liner. I had 5 at the start of the year. Next check-in, we're down to 4. Check-in after that, had 2, and I now still have 2. I have a rust lip liner, which I will probably end up decluttering because I don't wear rust on my lips anymore, so there's no point in having a rust lip liner. And then I also have a warm red lip liner. I do want to get like a warm pink lip liner, and possibly also like a peach lip liner as well, but that will be next year once I'm off my replacement only no buys. But I've got no idea what those two will be, so if you have any suggestions for lip liners in those shades, please let me know. Okay, lipstick next. This one has changed quite significantly. Started off the year on 17, at the next check-in was down to 12, check-in after that I was down to 9, but I'm now up to 10, just up by 1. So my next video will be about my replacement only no buy, so I think that's kind of an indication that I haven't stuck to my replacement only no buy this quarter. So I have added 1 lipstick into my collection, so I'm at 10, but I have previously put up a video where I've gone through my makeup again to see what's in my spring colours, and there are a few lipsticks that aren't in my spring colours. I've tried pairing them with spring lipsticks and spring lip glosses to try and spring them up a little bit. Hasn't quite worked, so there are some that I am going to declutter because they also don't work as a blusher, so that will happen in my declutter video that I have coming up. So at the next check-in I will be below 10. Next category is lip gloss. Started off the year on 8, was at 6 at the next check-in, was at 3 at the check-in after that, and I'm now down to 2. So I used up all of the lip glosses that I owned, so I was able to buy myself another lip gloss, but I did end up buying myself 2 because there was a good offer on, and I thought, well, let's get a couple of lip glosses because I couldn't decide between the 2 shades, so I thought let's just get them both. And then lastly, liquid lipstick. Had 1 at the start of the year, 1 at the check-in after that, 1 at the check-in after that, and I now have no liquid lipsticks because I used that one up as part of my project pan, and I don't intend on buying any more liquid lipsticks. So that's each of the individual categories. In terms of overall numbers per quarter, so I started off the year having 92 pieces of makeup. At the next quarter update, I had 73, so a change of 19. At the update after that, I was down to 49, so a difference of 24. And I'm now down to 40, so a difference of 9. So because I have my declutter coming up soon, and I will use up some more makeup products, I'm hoping to be nearer the 30 mark by the end of the year. A nice 30, nice round 30, I think would be good, but obviously we will see what happens when it comes to the end of the year. So that's how my makeup inventory is looking. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hope you liked it. I love filming makeup inventory videos. I love watching them as well. I feel like you can be nosy and see exactly what people have, so I hope you liked it. If you keep a track of your makeup inventory, let me know how yours is looking as well. And I will be back for my Q3 makeup spending, whether I've stuck to my replacement only no buy or not, and also how my list of 52 pieces of makeup I want to finish off by the end of the year is looking as well. So I'll see you again very soon for that one. Have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.